नमस्कार, मैं डॉक्टर सत्यप्रकाश सिंह आपके सामने आज फिर एक नया चैप्टर लेके आया हूँ, दैट इज़ साइज रिडक्शन। पिछले क्लासेस में हमने पढ़ा था फ्लो ऑफ फ्लूइड्स के बारे में, उसकी मैकेनिज्म, उसके फ्लोमीटर्स के बारे में, मैनोमीटर्स के बारे में, बर्नौलीज थ्योरम और रेनॉल्ड्स एक्सपेरिमेंट। आज हम नया चैप्टर शुरू करने जा रहे हैं जो कि है साइज रिडक्शन। इसके बारे में पढ़ेंगे व्हाट इज साइज रिडक्शन, objective, mechanism and loss. So, before starting this lecture, I will pose a question to the audience: what is size reduction? You just note down the answer of size reduction in your notebook, then we will proceed further. Now, let us come to the first slide. What is size reduction? In simple terms, if you will see, suppose this is an object and this is the second part. When the size of this object is reduced to this size, from this larger size, if you are reducing the size of any object to a smaller size, then the resulted phenomena is called as size reduction, or process is called as size reduction. So, size reduction is the operation carried out for reducing the size of bigger particles into smaller ones of desired shape along with size with the help of external forces. So, we are applying some external forces to reduce the particle size from this larger area to a smaller size. So, this size reduction, it is also called as comminution or diminution or pulverization. These are the three terms which can be alternatively used for size reduction. It can be achieved by two methods, one is precipitation method and another one is mechanical process. So, in precipitation method, a solvent is used along with some solute materials which can be immersed into it, and after that a second solvent is added into that first solvent mixture. So, that by addition of the second solvent, the particles, solid particles get precipitated into the liquid, get precipitated. Second one is mechanical process. In this case of mechanical process, we are applying external forces to different size reduction instruments, so that the size of the particles can be reduced. Objectives of size reduction. Why we want to go for a size reduction of the particles? Due to size reduction, what happens? The effective surface area of the particle increases. As the particle size is reduced from larger, it is reduced to a smaller size, the effective surface area of particles increases, which leads to the dissolution or solubility, which increases the solubility of the particles. Achieve intimate mixing. Since while mixing of powders, if the particle size is uniform and small, then proper mixing can be done with the help of this. So, size reduction also plays an important role in intimate mixing of particles. Reduced irritation, it is also can be achieved with the help of size reduction. Pharmaceutical capsules, insufflations, suppositories and ointments, this also requires a particle size of below 60 micrometer size. That means, smaller the particle size, in this case, since in capsules powders are filled into the capsule cells. So, the size of the powders will be around 60 micrometer in size. So, it also helps in the formulation of these type of products. It helps in stability of emulsion, it also helps in stability of suspension. The smaller the particle size, more stable will be the emulsions and suspensions. It increases the absorption and appearance of the product also. Absorption means as the particle size is reduced, effective surface area is increased, which leads to the increased absorption or increased solubility of the particles. Now, mechanism of size reduction. As in the diagram we are seeing, there are 4 different mechanisms which can be used for size reduction. First one is cutting, compression, impact, and the last one is attrition. Attrition means pressure and friction. So, first method is cutting. As you see the diagram, this is the fixed surface on which a particle of larger size is placed, and with sharp knife or blade we are applying some pressure to cut the particles. Examples are scissors or cutter mills can be used for cutting. So, you see this scissors we are using for cutting. So, this is a mechanism, the mechanism which follows by the use of size reduction by using this scissor is cutting method. Second mechanism is compression. Compression means the particle is compressed between 2 surfaces. Example of compression is roller mill or crusher mill. The appropriate one more example is this. What is this? This is a nut cracker or we can call as sarauta. If you will see in a pan shop that people are cutting supari with this instrument. So, what they are doing, they are placing the object into this position and applying pressure over this through this hands, and the product is broken into smaller particles. In this way, size reduction can be done with the help of this instrument or roller mill or crusher mill. This follows the compression mechanism. Third mechanism is impact. Impact means the object is hitting on the surface with some pressure. Like if you are placing object on the ground and hitting with the hammer, then also size reduction takes place. So, that type of mechanism is called as impact. So, 2 types of steps follows. One, surface is fixed, object is hitting the body. Second one is object is fixed, surface is moving and hitting to the body. So, in this way impact can be applied on the surface, so that size reduction takes place. This is a diagram of hammer which can be used for the size reduction of particles. Fourth mechanism is attrition. In this case, pressure and friction both we are applying to the object. Example is this is called as file. So, with the help of this file we are applying force on the surface of the object. With this application of force, size reduction takes place. As we will move from this position to this position, the size of the object is decreases, or we can say that there is a increase in fines of product. That means, cutting larger sized particle is obtained as compared to attrition mechanism, in which by help of this attrition mechanism more smaller particles are we can achieve the more smaller sized particles. Size reduction laws or theories. There are different laws which can be applied to this size reduction mechanism, because during size reduction what happens, only 2% of energy is used actually used in the process of size reduction. That means, very small amount of energy is used, that is less than 2% is used for size reduction. Actually, the what happens, that means 98% of energy is wasted. So, where this rest of energy is wasted? In elastic deformation of particles. Elastic deformation means, when you are stretching a particle and releasing the pressure, the particle again regains its original shape. So, this elastic deformation of particles, energy is wasted. During transport of material within the milling chamber, some energy is wasted due to the friction between the particles. When the particles are moving in the mill, so there is a friction between the each particles. So, due to this friction, some energy is wasted. Friction between the particle and mill, also the walls of the mill as well as particles, between them there is a friction. So, this also leads to the loss of energy or waste of energy. During the process of size reduction, some heat is generated, vibration and noise is also produced, and insufficient efficiency of transmission and motor. So, due to these things, most of the energy, that is 98% energy is waste. So, actually we are using less than 2% of energy actually for size reduction process in a mill, or different mechanism by which we are going for size reduction. Now, next comes the different laws or theories which are involved in size reduction process. So, first theory is Rittinger's theory. Rittinger's theory, it suggests that energy required in a size reduction process is proportional to the new surface area produced. That means, suppose this is the actual surface area, after size reduction this changes to this size. That means, this is the new surface area which is produced after size reduction from this larger surface area. So, Rittinger proposed a theory that suggests that energy required in a size reduction process is proportional to the new surface area produced. So, E is proportional to S n minus S I. What is n? N is the S n is the final specific surface area and S I is the initial surface area, or we can say that S n is the new surface area produced and S I is the initial surface area of the material. So, if we will remove the proportionality sign, then K r is introduced into the equation. K r is called as Rittinger's constant, where E is equal to energy required for size reduction, K r is Rittinger's constant, S I is the initial specific surface area and S n is the final specific surface area. Application of this Rittinger's theory is, it is applicable in size reducing, in the size reduction of brittle materials which undergoes fine milling. Second theory is Bond's theory. Bond's theory, it states that energy used in crack propagation, that is in crack propagation, is proportional to the new crack length produced. That means, suppose this was the initial diameter of the particle and this is the final diameter of the particle. So, according to Bond's theory, energy used in crack propagation is proportional to the new crack length produced. So, E is equal to 2 kb 1 by root over d n minus 1 by root over d I, where E is the energy required for size reduction, Kb is Bond's work index, di is initial diameter of particles, dn is equal to final diameter of the particles. So, di is initial diameter, that means the diameter of particle when we have taken the particle initially, and dn is the final diameter after size reduction, what is the diameter of the particle that we are achieving. So, according to this law, Bond's theory is useful in rough mill sizing. So, this theory is useful in rough mill sizing. This is all about Bond's theory. It, in this case, energy is directly proportional to crack propagation, or energy used in crack propagation is directly proportional to new crack length produced. Third theory, that is Kick's theory. Kick's theory states that energy used in deforming or fracturing a set of particles of equivalent shape is proportional to the ratio of change of size to diameter. That means, when a set of particles of equivalent shape is proportional to the ratio of change of size to diameter. So, di is the diameter of initial particle, dn is the diameter of final particle. So, this di and dn ratio of this diameters is proportional to the equivalent shape of the particles, that is energy used in deforming the particle or a set of particles of equivalent shape is directly proportional to the ratio of this change in diameter. So, E is equal to k k log d I by d n, where k k is the Kick's constant, E is equal to energy required for size reduction, d I is initial diameter of particles, d n is the final diameter of particles. Application of this Kick's theory is, it is used for the reduction of large sized particles. Now, the fourth theory is Walker's theory. So, Walker proposed a generalized differential form of the energy size relationship. Till now, three theories we have studied, that is Rittinger's theory, Kick's theory and Bond's theory. In all these theories, no differential equation was used, but in this case differential form of equation is used. So, this equation was proposed by Walker. So, what is this? d E is equal to minus k small d to capital D by d to the power n, where E is equal to amount of energy, that is work done required to produce a change, d is equal to capital D is equal to size of unit mass, k is this capital K is constant, n is also constant, that is number of. So, with the help of this theory, this is a differential form of energy size relationships. With the help of these theories are applicable for the size reduction process, or we can say that energy size relationship. Now, as we are moving to the next section of Walker's theory. So, since Walker has proposed some values that as in the previous case we have seen the equation, that is dE is equal to dd by d to the power n. This was the Walker's equation. So, the depending upon the value of n, Walker's equation can be transformed into Kick's equation, can be transformed into Bond's theory, or it can be transformed into Rittinger's theory. For n square, if the value of n is equal to 1, then the Walker's equation becomes Kick theory. That means, it can be used for coarse particles having diameter greater than 1 micrometer. For the value of n, if it is equal to 1.5, that means slightly more than previous case. In previous n is equal to 1, Walker equation becomes Kick's theory. Similarly, for n is equal to 1.5, if the value of n we are changing to 1.5, then this value is little bit higher. That means, diameter of the particle is higher. So, at this value Walker equation becomes Bond's theory. Okay. So, this theory is used when neither Kick's nor Rittinger's law is applicable. That means, Bond's theory can be used if Kick's or Rittinger's law or Kick's theory or Rittinger's theory is not applicable in those cases, Bond's theory can be used or applied. If the value of n is equal to 1.5, then Walker's equation changes to Bond's theory. Now, for n is equal to 2, now if the value of n is again slightly increased, that is 2, this Walker equation becomes the Rittinger's theory. That means, this theory can be used for fine particles, that is particles having size less than 1 micrometer. So, for particles, this Walker's theory, if we will determine the value of n, it can be used depending upon the value of n, it can be used for it can be modified into Kick's theory, it can be modified into Bond's theory, it can be modified into Rittinger's theory. For Kick's theory, it is used for coarser particles, Rittinger's theory is used for fine particles having the size less than 1 micrometer. Okay. Now, so in this section, what we have studied was size reduction, its mechanism, objectives of size reduction, mechanism of size reduction, and different theories and laws governed by size reduction. So, what was the mechanism? 4 mechanisms are involved in case of size reduction, that is attrition, cutting, impact and compression. These 4 mechanisms are used for size reduction process. Accordingly different instruments are used for each size reduction processes. Similarly, different laws, 4 laws are there: Rittinger's law, Bond's theory, Kick's theory and Walker's theory, which can be used for size reduction process. Okay. So, the different mechanism that we are using, let us have a quick recapitulate of all the theories or mechanisms which are used for size reduction process, that is cutter mill. In cutter mill we are using cutting as a mechanism for size reduction. Cutting by with the help of blades or with the help of scissors, we can use this process for size reduction. Second one is compression. By applying pressure, we can keep the object in the middle of the roller and applying pressure to it. So, that also can helps in size reduction. Third one was impact. Impact can be achieved by two methods. One is surface is fixed, object is hitting the surface. Another way is object is fixed, surface is moving and hitting the object. So, in these ways size reduction process can be completed and it can be objects can be reduced into size. The fourth one was attrition, in which pressure as is applied by the using of file, we are rubbing the surface of the object, which leads to size reduction. Finally, the different laws were there, that is Rittinger's theory, Kick's theory, Bond's theory and Walker's theory. Depending upon the value of n in Walker's theory, it can be used as a Kick's theory, Bond's theory or Rittinger's theory. If the value of n is 2, then Walker's theory can be used as a Rittinger's theory. If the value of n is equal to that means Rittinger's theory, it can be used for finer particles. Now, if the value of n is equal to 1.5, then it can be used for neither Rittinger's theory nor Kick's theory. So, it is called as Bond's theory. Similarly, for n is equal to 1, the values can also be changed. Walker's theory can be changed into the another theory. In this way, different mechanisms as well as different process laws that are applicable to the size reduction process. Finally, thank you.